Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash, for blessing me and the elders to get on another, you know, to another class, another lesson, and we're just going to bring things out through the Spirit. Hopefully, the elect be edified, Lord willing, the elect be edified. Let me get some things set up real quick. All right. Let me see. Background. Bear with me 1 second. Because this is clearly what's coming, man. And you got a lot of people out here playing games and thinking that this is not a real thing. This is most definitely a real thing that's about to take place in this country. All right. All the things that the apostles and the servants of the Lord have been speaking of, throughout the dispensation of time. Now you see it manifesting. Just want to get one thing real quick. This is it's Salakia for any background noise. Let me take that off real quick. Let me put this link in real quick. This thing been giving me an issue for the longest, man. Last 2 times, I ain't gonna say the longest, but just gonna see. No, it's not letting me do it. I don't know why. Salakia. I don't know what's this. Let me see something. See something real quick. Okay. Let's see. Let me try it again. Salakia. Bear with me. Let's see. All right, so it's rejecting on one, but on the other, it's giving me, it's going through. So I don't know. I had the same issue last week. So Salakia for that, man. There's something going on with this channel to where I can't put a link in there. But for those who have the other channel, the link is there. Right? So, so let me get this video real quick. Because, what you have is a lot of people having these dreams and, it's nothing good, man. It's nothing nice. It's nothing nice, man. But like I said earlier, the prophets, let's get that first. Let's get Jeremiah 25. Right? Jeremiah 25, and I'm going to start at 4. It says, and the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, have sent unto you all his servants, the prophets, rising early and sending them. But ye have not hearkened nor inclined your ear to hear. So this is 2/3 of our people, man. We don't expect the heathen to listen. With some heathen, they do listen, right? Which they may not be heathens, but you know, you have some of them that listen. But our people, 2/3 of our people have completely rejected the Lord, have completely rejected the gospel, have completely rejected the Lord's word, and they're going to be destroyed, man. It says, they said, turn ye again now everyone from his evil way and from the evil of your doing. So the Lord is telling you to turn to him, man. Turn from your evil way. Turn from your sin. Repent. It says, and from the evil of your doing, and dwell in the land that the Lord have given unto you and to your fathers forever and ever. And go not after other gods. And a lot of our people have done that. They have went after other gods, man. They have chose Babylon instead of the Lord. It says, and go not after other gods to serve them and to worship them, and provoke me not to anger with the works of your hands. And this is what our people are doing, man. Right? What's today? Valentine's Day? A lot of our people caught up in that. Right? Valentine's Day goes back to Lupercalia, or is it Saturnalia? It's one of them. I always get them mixed up. But it's a pagan custom, man. Right? And our people are taking part in that. Here it is. You can decide to do something nice for your lady any day of the week, man. But you just have to be, amongst everybody else. You got to do it when everybody else do it. Right? So a lot of you are gonna lose, man. A lot of y'all are gonna lose. Right? So it says, and go not after other gods to serve them and to worship them, and provoke me not to anger with the works of your hands. Right? What you're doing here in Babylon the Great, what are you doing, man? You serving other gods. You worshiping other gods. You are tied to these pagan days, and you love it, man. It says, and I will do you no hurt, yet ye have not hearkened, right? So the Lord said, you have not hearkened unto me, saith the Lord, that ye might provoke me to anger with the works of your hands to your own hurt. So it's not, the Lord punishing you. It's your works that the Lord didn't just say, I'm going to punish you just for nothing. It's your works that causes the Lord to punish you, man. Right? To judge you. The ultimate judgment is going to be when them thermonuclear missiles hit, man. That's going to be the ultimate judgment. Right? Let's get this one. This is because everything is manifesting right now. Everything, man. This is Ezekiel chapter 12. And I'm going to start at 21. It says, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? So you got our people out here saying that, yeah, I heard that before, right? Somebody told me that before, but I'm saying, where it's at? What happened? Right? I bet they're not saying that now, man. Right? It says, tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua power, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. And you see it, man. The vision, it tells you that, just for one example, it tells you in the Apocrypha, Second Ezra 9, it tells you that in the last days, measuring the time, that there was going to be uproars of the people. Now, these things were written from the beginning, right? So these things were written from the beginning. And what you see now, uproars of the people now more than ever. Uproars of the people, man. Right? So it says, for there shall be no more vain vision, now flattering divinations within the house of Israel, man. So it's not going to be no more people, of our people saying that they can't see these things, right? But you'll have still rebellious Negroes and Latinos that'll say that, this is just, this is something that happened before. We'll get through it, right? They'll throw it off that way. It says, for I am the Lord, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged, for in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word and will perform it, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So the Lord is going to perform his words, man. He's going to manifest his words in these last days. Right? And us, we know it for a fact that it's true. And we're warning you and telling you what's going to come, but yet you don't want to perceive it. You don't want to listen. So the Lord got something for you, man. And don't cry and scream and beg at the last minute, man. The Lord don't want to hear that, man. He gave you time to get right. It says, again, the word of the Lord, verse 26, Ezekiel 12 and 26. Again, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come, and he prophesieth of the times that are far off. Yeah. They say, man, I ain't going to be here when that happens. I'm going to be dead and gone. Right? That's not going to happen in my lifetime. That's what you hear our people say, man. But the Lord said what? Therefore say unto them, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua power, there shall none of my words be prolonged anymore, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So the Lord ain't going to prolong his words no more, man. He's going to manifest and show his judgment, and you see it clear as day on the earth, man. You see it clear as day on the earth. Right? Let me try to do it again one more time, because I don't understand why it's not going through. Let me see. Yeah, man. I don't know. All right, so let's play this. Yahweh Shem Yahushua willing. Yeah, like be other fire. Check it out.
Good morning, you guys. Very early. It is Friday the 13th, and I need to share a dream with you that I woke up from. I try to do it as detailed I can. You can never recapture your dreams, but I had a dream that we knew war was coming, and all I could see is all of these things hitting the ground. And as it hit the ground turned to ash and just literally dissolved. The ground was falling out, and people were running and scattering everywhere. And there was two groups of people. There were people that were scattering and running in fear and panicking, and there were thousands of people holding their hands up and praying as they were walking and moving through. In the dream, there was like this house that everybody was trying to get to because it was like unstable ground. So there was like people sleeping everywhere in the hallways. There was people in watchers, people praying. The water started to dissolve. There were boats trying to get out, and everything was just happening so quick in a panic. this is just a quick synopsis of my dream because there was so much more that was involved in it. But I say this to say, you guys, we are running out of time. Again, it's apparent that there's two sides to everything. This is good versus evil. We don't fight against flesh or blood, but against high principalities and higher powers. I don't know what's coming. I have my faith in God. Even when I cannot see, I will walk by faith. Um, but it was a very disturbing dream. Everything was just dissolving. It turned to ash. The ground was crumbling away. There was nowhere to walk or run. Um, and that's really the only way that I can summarize my dream without going into great detail and getting you confused because it bounced around a lot.
Yeah, so hey, a lot of people have been having these dreams, right? A lot of people have been having these dreams and dealing with these visions. And the Lord said that He was going to put dreams and visions on people, man. That His Spirit was going to flow, through the people. This is First Thessalonians chapter 5, and I'm gonna start at 1. And it reads, it says, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you." So we are in the know. We are in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Yahweh Shem Yahushua has given us the eye salve to see. He has given us the spirit to see, right, and to obtain faith and trust in Him, right? These other people, they'll tell you, yeah, I would put my trust in God and this and that, but when it all goes down to it, they ain't gonna be ready, and they ain't gonna be willing to put their faith in the Most High at that time, man. Especially you damn heathens, man. Because this is it for y'all, right? Sorry, but not sorry. Verse 2, it says, "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night," man. And this was a scary dream, man. She said it was a bunch of things hitting the ground, which were more than likely missiles, and it started dissolving the ground, man. The ground started falling through, and people were running, and people were praying and walking and trying to get to a house. The house was on this strong foundation, man. And that told me that that's the house of the Lord, man. Right? Not building your house on sand, but building it on stony ground, the rock. And the rock is Yahushua. That's what we built our faith and our trust in, man, on Yahushua, man. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Right? So it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. Right? So right now, you got, Trump and everybody saying how, we're going to get through this, and they get on the screen, the TV, and they smile, and they give you a speech and a song and a dance and make you believe that everything is okay. But the Lord said, what? For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So there ain't going to be nowhere you can run. When the missiles hit, ain't going to be nowhere you can run. Ain't going to be nowhere you can hide. Right? You got all these videos popping up with bunkers being made and this and that, but it's not going to help you, man. It's not going to help you. That's you beating a dead horse when it comes to that, man. Now, mind you, the elites, they're going to escape because what? They're going to be the first fruits of slavery. But you everyday Edomites, you everyday heathen that you see every day at the coffee shops and at Starbucks and the bookshop and you damn liberals and you out here marching and protesting, you all gonna be destroyed, man. Only one getting up out of here is the elect of the nation of Israel, and the only one that's gonna be preserved, not even preserved, that's going to escape the missiles is the elites, man. And that's because they are going to be the first fruits of slaves in the kingdom, man. Right? So we know without a shadow of a doubt, we at the end. We know that we are at the end. We know this. And it's beautiful, but it's a scary time, man. We ain't gonna sit here and tell you we're not nervous. But it's beautiful, man, because we know that we almost up out of here. Right? So let me try to find this other video I had real quick. Right? Let me find this other one. Bear with me 1 second. Because you got a lot of people, thinking that this place is going to bounce back, and it's not. This place is not going to bounce back, man. Before the missiles hit, right? Before the missiles hit, man, it's going to be chaos, man. It's going to be full-blown chaos out here. Anarchy. Lawlessness. Dog eat dog. Right? That's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be. Check this one out. Now, I'm getting these clips from the brother Hopeful Elect 3. He brings out a lot of great content. Very edifying. Giving you the mindset on the people in these last days, man. Everybody's scared. Everybody's in fear. Everybody don't know what's coming next. Right? Sooner or later, they are going to have to admit that we are the prophets, we are the servants, we had the truth the whole time through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. None of these other gods that you worship, they're not going to do a damn thing for you, man. They're not going to do nothing for you. They're not going to protect you. They're not going to show you the way. Hey, that's it, man. That's just it. Check this one out.
Y'all go on and on about how you can't wait for the collapse of this country and how you can't wait for the revolution and the Civil War and all this other shit. And people be saying this on both sides of the political spectrum. It just shows how sheltered we are as a nation and how most of y'all don't study civil wars in other countries. Even though I know historically every great dynasty goes through it, I pray that I am not alive to see this country go through a civil war, another one. When it comes to Americans, we talk from a very privileged place when it comes to wars because we have not had a boots on the ground war fought on our soil since the Civil War. And if we ever did have a civil war, it would probably mimic that of Yugoslavia, Libya, or Libya. You would have a left spectrum and a right spectrum. And on both sides of those spectrums, not only would they be fighting left versus right, but there would be so much infighting within groups on the same side of the political spectrum that you would have all these different mini militias.
Well, it's going to be worse than anything that's ever happened on the earth, man. That happens here in America. The Lord said it's going to be a time like no other. Right? It's a time of Jacob's trouble. Right? And only the elect of Jacob is going to escape. You know, these different Jakes that jump on and make videos and think that they got the answers to how to survive it and how to maneuver and how to prep. They're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it, man. You got Jake, you got the nations, you got everybody saying, giving tips on how to survive a civil war or apocalypse or whatever, man. You make sure you got 3 months of food, and you got to make sure you got water stashed up. And I'm not saying you don't do that, but don't put your trust in your putting everything into that, man. Because it's not gonna work out for you. It's really not, man. Right?
Also remember, if a civil war is to break out in a country, that means that there has been a complete collapse of that society. You're not calling the police. The most ruthless, the most deprived people will win. Neighborhoods will be turned into mass graves. The body parts of hundreds of dead women and children would be littered in the streets like yesterday's garbage. There would be food deserts. Hospitals would shut down. The children would have it the worst. Young boys would be forced by militias to fight. Some of them would be forced to kill their own parent. Go look up the civil wars in Sierra Leone and Liberia. Horrible, horrific acts of SA would be committed with no one there to stop it. Out in the open. Some militias might even force young boys to essay their own family members just to mentally break them and to corrupt their minds. Because if you could kill your own parents and you can essay your own mother, you will do anything. That is the reality of,
and that's the sickness that's out here, man. That's the level of evil that is out here, man. I don't think people really understand the types of evil and the level of evil that is out here, man. Right? It's gonna be things that's gonna blow your mind if you don't have the right spirit, the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua on you, or protecting you, the angels protecting you. You're gonna lose your damn mind. You're gonna lose your mind. You're just gonna lose your mind, man. It's not going to it's not gonna get no better, man. It's just not gonna get any better. And if you see people bugging out now, man, imagine when this society completely collapses. Imagine that. People are just gonna act out their darkest thoughts and because people walking around here with a chip, man, on their shoulder, man. Right? People walking around here with anger built up for decades. Right? People walking around here looking to get revenge. Looking to get revenge, man. People already burnt out. Right? They already burnt out. They can't handle what's being they can't handle the way this country is going. They can't handle the way their life is going, and people are just through, man. They're just out of it. They're just out of it. Right? So you can't think that it's going to get any better. It's only going to get worse.
Civil war. Imagine what we are reading in the Epstein files. It would be that times probably 40 on a daily basis. And usually after a revolution or some type of government overhaul or civil war, once the smoke is cleared, there's going to be some charismatic leader who rises up and uses their power and influence to snuff out all their political rivals.
See, he said once the smoke clears. Jake think this is going to pass. This is not going to pass. This is the end of Babylon the Great. This is the end.
And lead the country into more wars, just like Napoleon.
Yeah, so this is the end of America. Right? You got this thing going on. The awakening of
Poor
America.
people of America.
The awakening of America. Well, you people don't have no power, man. Can't none of the people on the earth remove this devil out of power. Only the Lord can remove this devil out of power. Right? No matter if you people are woken, the woke culture. Right?
Not because they are weak, but because they were the first to see the machine from the inside. And I'm about to defend the working class of America like no one ever did. And by the time I finish, you'll see them with different eyes. For over a century, the American people have been fighting back. They have. Through civil disobedience, whistleblowers, grassroots movements, union strikes, and the relentless invocation of their constitution. The real battle wasn't red versus blue. It was corporation versus constitution. And every time the people gained ground, the system adapted. You have to understand something very important. When a system becomes parasitic, it doesn't destroy its enemies first. It destroys the host. And America has been the host. America was also the test lab. They were first to be flooded with addictive pharmaceuticals. First to be buried in weaponized debt. First to be psychologically fractured by engineered identity wars. First to be entertained into sedation. And first to be punished. Because if Americans woke up fully, it would be game over for the machine. That's why the system doesn't fear a foreign enemy. It fears the awakening.
One second. Salakia, 1 second.
Of its own people. The American people are a hero, but no one told them they were living in the dragon's mouth. And what you're witnessing in the collapse of trust, the social chaos, the inability to distinguish truth from manipulation isn't because the people have failed. It's because the people have been systematically broken and then blamed for it. They are not the tyrants. They are the first line of resistance that's being crushed preemptively, so the rest of the world won't get any ideas. So what now? Do we abandon them? Do we mock them? Or do we finally recognize that behind the opioid crisis, the obesity, the division, and the rage is a population in mourning? Mourning the death of its sovereignty, its family structures, and its purpose. The question isn't whether Americans deserve to be free. The question is whether they'll remember that they were born to be.
Yeah, and that's what, that's what's going on, man. Let me rewind it a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. It says more Americans feel burnt out from fake career growth that looks good on paper but brings no raises. Here's how to push back on ghost growth. But a lot of these people, you know, Salakia. 1 second. I'm trying to put this link, but it's giving me an issue. Let me see. 1 second. One second. Yeah, it's still giving me an issue, but Elder, I'll put it in the from the other channel. But yeah, it's saying more Americans feel burnt out from fake career growth because that's you know, they'll tell you, you know, work hard and it'll pay off. But you know, people are burnt out, man. You had this I seen this post with this woman, young Eve. She was working 7 days a week, man, without a day off. So she finally took a day off, and she said she just needed to get some rest. And she laid down, man. She didn't wake up. Right? She didn't wake up, man. Right? She in the spirit world. Now she at rest. But this is what this country pushes, man. Work till you die. Right? Your hands need to move and work until you know, your skin falls off your bones, man. And who's getting rich? Who's benefiting the most off of you burning yourself out? Right? The billionaires. Right? The what they call them, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, 5%. Right? They making money off of your demise, man. Off of your stress and you killing yourself. Right? Pushing telling you you'll increase and we won't forget you. And then next thing you know, the company go belly up, man. And now they give you a letter of resignation, or you know, they gotta let you go. And you know, you seen that, man. All last year, the year before, you know, people making videos crying out saying I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this company, and nobody you know, they just let me go. Nobody cares. It's crazy, man. This country is a scam, man.
America, we got 158 million people. They wake up the same time every day. They drive to get coffee from the same place every day and stand in a long line because they're rushing to get there. They go to work at the same time. They go to lunch at the same time. They get off at the same time. They get back on the highways. They do this 5 days a week for 40 years and they're still broke. How do you trick that many people into doing that? School. I had a parent teacher.
And that's all that it seems like you do is work. That's that's your new home, work. You there more than you're actually home. Right? Every time you hear somebody speak, they saying what? I gotta go to work tomorrow. Gotta work tonight. Right? Just got off work. I'm pulling a double. Right? I'm doing overtime. And then you ask them, like, man, what time do you get to yourself, man? I get what I can get, man. You know, whatever I can get, man. Get a couple of hours and you know, hey, it gets me by, man. All I need is like 3 hours of sleep and I can make it. This is how, you know, you're being conditioned to think, man. Like me, myself, I don't get 8 hours of sleep no more like that, man. The most I'll get is maybe 7. 6 or 7, man. Right? The Lord got the days going so fast. You know, you wake up one day, it's Monday, the next day is Wednesday, the next day is Friday, you know, whatever. And you're like, damn, man, this week went by fast. Every other day you're getting a new body ache. Your head hurts, you got headaches out of nowhere, your feet hurt, right? And meanwhile, your spirit is just crying out, man. Crying out. Like you don't have time for yourself no more. You don't have time to you know, let your hair down, so to speak. You don't have time for that, man. So hey, this is why you see a lot of videos going out with people Salakia, 1 second. This is why you got a lot of people, you know, ready to crash out. This is why you got a lot of people ready to crash out, man. A lot of people ready to crash out. This is all they saying, man. Man, it's too much. You know, they pulling their hair out. You know, they ready to fight. They ready to get it in. Any little thing ticks them off. Any little thing ticks you off, man. You're always angry. It never ends, man. It never ends. This is how you know we at the end, man.
Conference today. My daughter, she's doing horrible. I asked the English teacher, what am I supposed to tell my daughter? I said, my daughter speaks very well. She really does. She does. She came to me and she asked me, why do I need to know what a noun is? That's a good question. And I said, because the school says you need to do it. She said, well, don't you think they could be teaching us like what a balance sheet is or what tax bracket we're going to be in? I'm not saying it's not relevant, but couldn't they be doing something better with our time? No, because they need you on a highway grinding 5 days a week for 40
and half of that stuff you learned in these schools, man, you're not going to use in the real world. You go to an interview, you got all these degrees, you know, they tell you you're overqualified. Pretty much you're too smart to do this job. We don't need you. Right? Or you're underqualified. You know? They, like his daughter said, they could be teaching you something that, you know, the stock market, you know, things that you can use, man. When you become an adult to obtain financial freedom, as they say. They're not going to teach you that. They need you to be a slave. They need you to work for them. They don't need you to find your own way and become like them, man. They're not. Where's the money in that? Right? Where's the money in that? Let's continue.
years and staying broke.
Well, this is the brother put this up. I believe this is in a different translation. It said, doom on the unrighteous. Wealth is deceitful, greedy. Let me see if he put the verse up. Habakkuk 2, verse 5 and 6 is in the GNT. Right?
anybody in this country supposed to prosper that's not already wealthy? Can someone?
And Salaki, I wanted to read that to you. Elder, you there? You muted. Elder, you can hear me? Oh, he probably doing something. But let's read it. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5 and 6. It says, wealth is deceitful. Greedy people are proud and restless, man. And that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%. They are greedy, man. They harbor all the wealth for themselves, man. Give you the little crumbs. It says, like death itself, they are never satisfied. Yeah, man. If they got $100 and they give you $1, man, they're not happy with that after a while, man. They need to give you 50 cents now. Now they need to give you a quarter. But they're getting $100 every day. They're giving you a quarter every day, man. Right? It said, that is why they conquer nation after nation for themselves. Yeah, so they can, take the resources from the other nations so that way they can become more rich, fat. Right? And you remain, malnourished and you don't have a damn thing. It said the conquered people will taunt their conquerors and show their scorn for them. Yeah, that's what you see. The regular everyday people, they upset, man. They cursing the 5% to their face, man. They saying you the problem. You're the problem why we can't get ahead. You're greedy. You taking all the wealth. Where's our part? It says, they will say, you take what isn't yours, but
Hey, Shalom, you can hear me out?
Yeah, come on. You can hear me?
Oh, well, okay, thing.
You can hear me?
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, come on. You can hear me?
Yeah, I'm trying to get Lamar in. Just keep going, all right?
Okay, come on.
All right,
So it says, you take what isn't yours, but you are doomed. Yeah, because
Okay, let's see. I said I might have did it the wrong way. Hold on. Let me copy it again. Hold on. Hold on.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Might have did it wrong. Hold on.
Come on. So
let me make sure. Let me see if I sent it right. Hold on. Send.
All right, let me
Lamad element LAMAD Israel.
Come on. So let me read that part again until the elders get ready. It says, they will say, you take what isn't yours, but you are doomed. How long will you go on getting rich by forcing your debtors to pay up, man? And this is what they do, man. All of a sudden, they'll come up with money to bail out the banks. They'll come up with money to bail out, to help these other countries, but regular everyday Americans, they ain't got $1 for them, man. Right? They ain't got nothing for them. Right? Because what? They consider you cattle, man. You're cattle. You're just slaves, and you need to be happy with whatever we give you. This is mine. I'll give you a little something, but this is mine. Right? And people are like, no, man. You are doomed, though. Because the nation of Edom, the so-called white race, man, they're doomed. They're doomed. Let me know when you're ready, Elder. Yeah, so these other nations, they're doomed. And chiefly the so-called white man, he's doomed. The Lord knows what he did. Right? So let's get that in the Get that in the KJV. This is let's get Habakkuk. Habakkuk chapter Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5. It says, yea, also, because he's transgressive by wine.
You see it?
Look up.
Hey, Elder, you got Lamar there? Oh, he probably muted himself there. Oh. Oh yeah, he muted himself. Okay. So it says, verse 5 again, it says, yea, also because he transgressive by wine. His wine is his philosophy, man. He tells you the things you need to hear. He gives you hope, right? If you can make it in America, you can make it anywhere, right? Come here and be free, right? Make your money. Take care of your family. Buy that house with the white gate, with the white picket fence, right? Get you a 2-car garage, right? This is what this devil tells you, man. This is what was told when I was growing up, right? It says, yea, also because he transgressive by wine, he is a proud man. This devil is hella proud, man. He been getting over on you for the longest, man. It says, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell. Yeah, he likes to keep people in a low state. He likes to keep you, right, in a hellish condition. He likes to keep you, stressed and depressed and ready to crash out, man. He loves it, man. It says, and is as deaf and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people, man. But yeah, at the end of the day, everybody wants to get a piece of that American pie. So they feel like they can set up a strategy and come in this country and say, all right, I'm going to do it this way. And I can skip the line to success. But you're going to get caught right in the trap, man. Because America is nothing but a goddamn trap. That's all it is, man. Right? It says, shall not all these things take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, right? Because none of this stuff belongs to this devil, man, right? This devil has through rape, robbery, and murder obtained the riches that he has, right? He didn't get it righteously, man. This man cut corners and you know how many people died behind, this devil, taking from them and being a slimy piece of, SHIT, man. To people have committed suicide behind this dude, man. And some that have been greedy and proud and deceitful. They've also committed suicide. Right? It says, verse 6. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to whom that ladeth himself with thick clay, man. And look at this. This man has raped, robbed, murdered, been greedy, stored up all this money, but yet he's in a debt that he cannot get out of, man. Right? The debt is overwhelming in this country. Trillions of dollars, man. And it goes up by the minute. And they can't pay it back. In America, they're not going to pay it back. because they say we're America and we are the top nation and everybody else owe us and we're not paying a damn thing back. Right? They owe all these countries, man. But yet they go over there and they take from the country. Trump putting tariffs on these countries when you owe these countries, man. This is how proud this man is. But you got to outcry, man. So let's play this. I'm gonna let it play a little more.
How is anybody in this country supposed to prosper that's not already wealthy? Can someone tell me that?
Inflation is way down. The biggest thing is inflation. The second biggest thing is energy. Energy is way down. And what's also down? Gasoline. Also, the biggest thing is inflation, and it's way down. The reason I don't want to talk about affordability is because everybody knows that it's far less expensive under Trump than it was under sleepy Joe Biden.
We're here to talk about America's economic comeback. And ladies and gentlemen, we needed an economic comeback in the United States of America. We needed it. When we talk about all the wage growth, when we talk about all the people who are coming into the United States to invest in the American worker, we've got real money, real jobs, and real opportunity.
Hey, good morning. I just got off work and I just have a lot of things to say. So I'm going to try to just spitfire or whatever my thoughts real quick. I'm tired of going to work knowing that I'm working in a country their sole existence is to just steal from people. I'm also tired of knowing that there's a ring of pedophiles, not only within the country, but within the fucking world who run the world, and there's nothing being done about it. And I'm not even talking about no protest. I'm not. I'm fucking tired. Every day we wake up, we have to go to work. You have to live your life. You got to pay bills. You got to eat food. You got to take care of kids if you got them. You got to take care of your pets. You got to keep your health in tip-top motherfucking shape, bitch. I'm tired. I'm so fucking tired of going and trying to live my life and pretend like nothing is going on. I'm exhausted mentally, bitch. I've had it. I'm so fucking tired. Like, I wish these elites would die. I really do. I can't. I cannot live in a world like this. I can't take it anymore. God.
People realizing that parties and drinking and smoking is not enough. It's not enough. Right? They use that as an escape. Right? They use that as an escape. Right? They go to these functions and they call themselves going out, having a good time and letting their hair down. But, you know, the Lord is putting a squeeze on you Babylonians in Babylon. The Lord is putting a squeeze on you, man. Right? Let's get that real quick. Isaiah. Right? Isaiah chapter 24. Right? Isaiah 24 and verse 12. No, it's Salakia. And verse 11. It says, there is a crying for wine in the streets. Right? All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. So the mirth of the land is gone. You know? The mirth of the land is gone, man. Your good times and letting them roll. And, you know, the weekend is, what's that old R. Kelly song? It's Friday. And you know, I want to have a party. And I want to party on Friday, whatever. Those days are over. Right? The Lord is judging Babylon the Great and the inhabitants thereof. Right? And the inhabitants thereof. You Babylonians, and this ain't it. This ain't it, man. 2nd Esdras 8 and verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride, man. You people are hella proud, man. You're hella proud. So this is why the miseries are hitting you, man. Especially you, Jake, because you got nothing to be proud about, and you the most proud, man. Other than Esau, Edom, you are the most proud, man. Starting with the so-called black woman. Most of them, not all, But a huge majority of so-called black women are proud right underneath the so-called white man. And then you got you regular jakes, man. You jakes that done sold out to this devil that had a that got a seat with him. You hella proud, man. You Greek fraternity jakes, right? You think that he gives a shit shit about you, man. He don't give a damn about you, right? So everybody's about to be in a pitiful case, man. These great miseries are hitting people, and this is only the beginning. It's only the beginning, man. Proverbs 29 and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. People are in mourning, man. This is a sign of mourning. She said, I wish all the elites would just die. Everybody doing, what's up with doing these videos in the car too, man? Everybody doing a video in their car. Because that's the only place that they seem that they can seem to get any type of peace or hear themselves. Everywhere else is chaotic, man. It's chaotic. Let's continue.
I really don't care what you do for a living or where you work. If you're working a full 40-hour work week, there's absolutely no reason why you should not be able to keep a roof over your head and food in your pantry, in your fridge or whatever. Why you should not be able to have your little life of being able to afford small things. Like, you should be able to take one vacation a year with your fucking kids when you're working 40 hours a fucking week. I don't care if you work at McDonald's, babe. People like, well, if you want to live a certain type of lifestyle, then you shouldn't be a fast food worker. Why the fuck not? We need fast food workers because guess what? You going to McDonald's and you feel as though the person that is serving you and working their ass off, who's on their feet all fucking day, who has been there day in, day out, don't deserve it because you think they're less than.
And in a righteous society, you wouldn't have this. But what people are not understanding, which they're starting to see now, is that this kingdom is ruled by the wicked, a demonic people, man, that don't give a damn how you're gonna make ends meet. Don't give a damn if you got ends meet. They don't care, right? That's why I just read what I read. Proverbs 29 and 2.
I don't care where anyone works. I don't care what degree they have. If anyone is putting in a solid work week and they're not out here committing crimes to get what they have, they should be able to afford a home, food, and small things to make them happy. They should not be in fucking survival mode. And the part that irritates me is that's possible.